I'm going to share with you the total and absolute eternal construct of creation and how it is integrated in the human form. That's a big thing. Do you think so? It's not just me. I'm only a messenger from Tawa. But with the help of the universe and the ascended masters, we work together and we can deliver the teaching, I call it the one-heart teachings, to humanity that we need. Because humanity has been so-called indoctrinated, educated, programmed, and so on, to see only a part of the totality. For that, we have been trained to use the brain this way, horizontally, the right and the left, but not with a strong center, the pineal, to unify the opposites, to unify the opposites. This is the totality. And in this totality, we have an experience to give meaning to ourselves. That's who we are. We are created in the image of the totality, God. But we need the experience to give meaning to purpose. So we need the experience to understand, using the brain and the body, to know how to answer the question. And most people have no notion, or they forgot, what is the question? If you don't know the question, how can you get the answer? So the original question is, who am I? So we have to find out who we are in this totality, in this illustration, the circle. For that, we had to come to the center. That's the observer. That's how we are in essence. We are the center, observer. But to come to the center, we had to make the effort, right, from the outside to come to the center. So we need to connect the totality and the center, and we get this pattern. This is a circle, and we can make it linear, you see. But without the center, because we had not come to the center, the opposites become conflicting. So how do we use the brain? With half-truth. This is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, it's mine, it's yours. I like this, I don't like it, it's mine, it's yours. So we never know who we are, because we are total, but we have to realize it. But we only realize this way or that way, this is my center, this is my center, and we have war. That happened now in the Gaza, into the extreme. It's very pathetic. This is Gaza. And the whole world is Gaza. Also Gaza inside. So now we have to know how to come to the center. For that, we need to know and understand and know how to use the tool in normal daily life on all levels, academically, scientifically, economically, you name it, to come to the center. So I have a tool here to show you the construct, the design of all of creation. And that is integrated in us and in all things. And that's what it is. Science calls this the Torus. It's the totality. Totality. And we have to come to the center from the outside to the inside. So that's why we use the deductive mindset. Deductive. Dualistic. From the outside to the inside. Inside, outside. To come to the center. But how do you come to the center? Here. If we know how to come to the center, know how, see, then the totality become one with us. So there is a struggle. Right? How did I come to the center? How did it come to the center? Right? And so we need to make the effort, that's the experience, right, of how to come to the center. So we had to know the construct of this torus. And that's why I do my best, want to explain, right, in such a way that we can resolve any problem. But as it is, right, the entire establishment, scientifically, academically, politically, economically, you name it, has not one solution for one problem. And not even a cure for a headache. Oh, take an aspirin. And later become 10 aspirin, and then become a vaccine. The only thing that we know how to do best, and we're very good in it, to give the solution whereby we can live with the problem. That's the only solution. So it's solution against solution, solution against solution. I have a better weapons. No. I have much better weapons. I have more money. No. I have much more money. I am competition. That's today. That is Gaza. And it has come to stage now, very brutally and painfully, right? And with the help, right, of these people, they call us the laggards, how to use our stupidity. They have the most money, the best science, and so on. Right? And bring it to the States at the Gaza. And all with the support of a false God. Not God. God creates. The false gods do the opposites. They destroy. Is it Yahweh? Right? But Yahweh doesn't want truth. Half truth. Half human, half brain. Right? And the totality, right, a total human, is maintained by the blood to maintain the totality, connect with the heart, the center, that later ascend to the pineal gland. So the blood is essential to maintain the totality. But the devil don't want to have that happen. No, this is mine, and this is yours. I want to have the human blood extra sacrifice, the blood, human blood sacrifice, not only animals. And that is what the Gaza is all about. It's about the human blood sacrifice. And the ones who do the job, who are they? Think. So let me explain about the design of the Torus, the totality, the construct, and that we can use. Then you can know the truth and apply it on all levels, in all details. So that is the totality, illustrated by circle. And we begin from the outer to the inner. The deductive mindset from the outer to the inner. But without the center, right, here the opposites are conflicting. So this is the process I will illustrate. So when this is the totality, right, they have to come to the center. But when they come closer to the center, they begin to unify the opposites, but not totally. So in the beginning we do this. There's an infinity pattern, but we don't fully connect with the totality. And we have another civilization, because we know more from the past, more experience. So we come closer now to the totality, but still not free. There's no peace yet. So war after war after war, and we make another attempt, another civilization down the drain. But now, right, we are now at the stage, also a test, to fully unify the opposite, the right and the left brain, so that we can do this. Total connection. And that goes along with a chanting. And the chant is Olo. Olo. And also that is biologically integrated. When you say O, inhale, and you say O, you feel the belly going inwards. O. That O is of the body. When you say L, to connect the body and the brain, L, the tongue goes like this. L, the horizontal, the temporary change into the eternal. That is L. That is L. L. And then we come to the O here, that has a center, the pineal gland. So O connects with the mouth. That's where we begin in the womb, in mother's womb, with the circle and the center. That's the head containing the mouth. And later the tongue becomes the heart here. The descent, and then we have to ascend again. So the heart goes back to the pineal gland by the blood. And then from here, you can perceive in a total way. So now we're coming to the extreme, but without the center, the extremes have extreme duality, conflict, war, to destroy everything. So there is God versus a devil, so to speak. Who's going to be the winner? For God, it's not a problem. Just do it like this. But He gave the human his will, we call it free will, to have the experience. And now we have to make a choice. Do we want to destroy, or we want to have peace? So as you can see here, by this loop, and if we go from the inside to the outside, we can go this direction, the same thing in this direction. And so we influence the totality from the inside this way. Descend and descend. You see? Descend, descend. For the reason to come to the very lowest point, right, the ultimate lowest point on the earth, because the south, so they can unify here at the bottom. Okay. Bodily, it is here, the small intestine, where all blood is created from the food that comes from the totality, right? So we unify the outer inside, we call this the small intestine, the hara, right? And when they meet here, they repel one another for the reason that the duality can continue. And then the power that we have pluralized come together and goes back to where it came from, go back to the heart. That's why the blood from the intestine goes to the heart. It's the first ascension. But when the power is fully released, see, then the power here continues up to the center of the second O. That's the pineal gland, to the brain. And from here, they can fully ascend. That is freedom, peace. That's the process. If you really want to have peace on this planet, we have to apply it. We have to understand this. This is fundamental of the criteria of education and science and the entire system. It's so simple. But right now, the devil is in charge of the system. This way, competition. Everyone wants to become a millionaire. Millionaires get millionaires. I want to have the best science. No, I have a better science. Right? That's today. So we need true humans, maybe not many, but enough, yeah, who can understand this and want to apply this to themselves and the world. Right? So here, as you see it go down, and so on the top, right, the opposite separate. Here they unify. Here they separate. See? So that's the portal. So the brain, centered by the pineal gland, is the portal. That's why from here, from the head, they can externalize yourself. They can touch outside. They can smell the outside. They can hear from the outside. It's a reflection of us. They can see and be seen. They can go beyond higher frequency, we call it thinking, become conscious, and more and more and more, we become conscious that all is one. Then we're not any longer confined by what the earth surrounds, that's the ionosphere. And the ionosphere had the same frequency as the frequency of the brain. So when we cannot fully use our brain here, we go into the lower frequency, and they cannot think. They only can perceive. That's not thinking. That's not thinking. Thinking is only one. It's vertical. Perception is endless perceptions around the world. Perception. And we have knowledge. That is not knowing. Knowing is only one. Is absolute, accurate, and true. So we can perceive only one way, this way. We can perceive the totality. We can perceive truth. We can come to the center, and in the center, we can perceive the totality. Then we are a human. But the devil, it's called the devil, there are many other names, doesn't want us to be liberated. Keep us here. This is mine. I need your blood. And so they collaborate with certain people, and by way of science, they create the satellite system. It's not of many nations. No, all the nations are controlled by the same devil. Right? So together, they maintain this prison, all contained by satellites, controlled from the earth, to keep humanity, right, within this duality. So here we have one nation, here another nation, and they do this. Right? That's how it looks like. Right? So it's having all of humanity, all nations having one center, one common denominator, one law. This is today illegal. Illegal. So all around the world, they create different nations with their own laws. And they say, this is my center, this is my law. I have the best weapons. I have the best law enforcement. So the only thing that we have in common is not the common denominator. The only thing that we have in common is the border. The border. On both sides, they claim the same. This is my border. God is on my side. Right? Whatever God is, they believe God is. The other side, the same thing. This is my border. God is my side. My side. But different gods. Right? Not the God. That's today. That's today. Wake up. So we need to have the teaching that is practical to know how to come to the center. First, physically, by food, right? And also that food is manipulated by the devil. Right? Coca-Cola, pizza, hamburger, hot dogs, right? Chips, right? To convolute the blood so we cannot come to the center. Along with the education, it doesn't teach us to think, only believe, so we cannot come to the center. Right? So, and the blood here is not centered, the heart is not centered, the pineal gland is not centered, so we get a convoluted system. And nobody is actually talking about it. Only about philosophy, spirit, Om. That's the extent of the solution. Right? Om, love and light, come from the heart, right? And not really practical. I'm sorry when I shake a few people who believe in what they're doing. It's okay. It's great. The intention is important. Right? But they have to be also true, practical, according to the principle of creation. Much more can be shared. But I'll give you a few illustrations here. Here I have an illustration of a tree. Right? Started with a tiny seed, fell on this massive rock, but the seed is honest. That is the center of the center. Here is where the seed begins. So the seed has the power to unify the opposites, earth and heaven, and can liberate. Right? That's the power of the center, the seed. And for a human to have that seed integrated as the main food is the whole cereal grain that had a seed. Not white bread, not white rice, no potatoes, no. The whole cereal grain. That's the main food. That should be at least eaten 50% in any meal, minimum. So there's an example. So integrated. So here, the small intestine, where the food changes into blood, go to the heart, go to the pineal gland. That is circulation of blood. So the double infinity. At the cross, but flowing. That's here. And so a cell begin the same thing like this, at the infinity. That's the beginning of body cell, and the center is the black hole. See? So we are the Torus. We are the Torus. You see? That's how blood circulates. Unify the opposites and connect the inner and the outer. And the high and the low, heaven and earth. This. So this is the proof by the blood that indeed, right, we are the Torus. This is the living Torus. See? Yes. But we have to have the blood that can unify all the directions from the center. So each cell of the body culminates the memories of all the experiences, and that is what the body is. The body is a culmination of time, memory. This is memory, right? And each cell has the map of the total memory. And even one part that you take and you expand on that, you see more. So we are the total memory contained in the body. That is what AI is. We are the living AI. We created the science. But AI is limited by the three-dimensional here. So we need IA, the opposites. I am, IA, intelligence answer. So we have AI and IA. And humanity is now here. And the devil said, no, stay here. Use my AI and make smart weapons. But it's not the purpose of AI. Yeah. But we can use AI, but we have to use our intelligence from here, right, so that we can do this. That is O-Law. O-L-O. O-Law. O-Law is the original chant, not Om. Not Om or any other chant. O-Law is the original chant. remember. Right? And that's another chant. Later I will talk about it. So all of that, right, like I mentioned, is to create the total AI, right, in our body. We are the living AI, but we have to refine the memory, right, into the future. But the devil said, no, 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 we will destroy your cell. Right? They do everything else to destroy the body cell by way of food, technology, science, propaganda, and so on, right? To disintegrate the human cell. This is cancer. So who's created cancer? Right? Through the human, by the human, but we don't understand. We are not educated enough to know what's going on this planet. Right? This is the devil. Right? And so, if you really want to know what's inside, practically everyone, including president, scientists, priests, Dalai Lama, everyone, right, inside, this is what they have in the intestines. Rubbery stuff, all junk. This is not caca, right? This is really rubbery stuff in the intestine here, all the way to the stomach, right? And it influences our way of thinking. I'm sorry, I mentioned the Dalai Lama. I gave him a consultation in 1992 in California, but he didn't want to listen. Listen to the doctor. What happened? Afterwards, they took out his gallbladder. Dalai Lama. And the gallbladder inside is the pineal gland of the heart. So he is spiritually handicapped. I said, please, His Holiness, tell humanity what you have done so they can learn. Quiet. Dalai Lama. And many other spiritual millionaires and leaders have talked, but they don't want to know and hear about the truth. They love it. They want to be a millionaire. Also, the Lama is also a millionaire. Right? So altogether, this is very precise, and we can be more precise. This the plan, right, of what I'm talking about. This is Torus, but mathematically, scientifically, educationally, it's precise. Nobody can deny this. Right? And so, with the help of the Ascended Masters, especially El Moria, I've been inspired to give a new design to the Torus for the purpose to know how the Torus, the design, is fully integrated in our total being, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And this is how it looks like. Right? This is total design of creation that is integrated in the human. This is a short introduction, very short, but more can be explained through a website that I created with the help of friends. www.oneheartportal.com www.oneheartportal.com. Right? So it has at least 11 or 12 links, all concerning of the teaching, the application, and the realization of the divine plan to make this earth a portal of peace and liberation. Also, with the help of friends, soon I will have a platform, or many platforms, hopefully, to have dialogues and all kind of revelations through me. I'm just a messenger so that humanity can know what to do.